Welcome to the Elwin channel, where you can get exclusive content about our philosophies for life and design. I do regard spinning and weaving as a necessary part of any national system of education. Mahatma Gandhi. Fun fact of the day. Did you know that linen is completely antifungal and antibacterial? For this very reason, it is thought that mummies from almost 5,000 years ago were always wrapped and preserved in strips of linen to keep them more intact. Now that's some strong natural material. After our last video detailing the great qualities of Ramie, I know what you're thinking. Isn't Ramie the same thing as linen fabric? Well, the answer is yes and no. You see, linen is sometimes used as the overarching term that refers to linen-type materials. The weight of the thread, the quality, the texture of weaving all create what we typically know as linen textile. However, the most popularized and widely used kind is flax linen, which derives from the tiny little flax seed. Ramie, on the other hand, solely derives from the Ramie plant. And while both fabrics are made from the bast fiber, meaning the outside of the stem of the plant, the two plants are from completely unrelated classifications and even look totally different from each other. Ramie looks like a stem full of green leaves that is more or less native to the Eastern Asian continent, whereas flax is a dainty and colorful flower that is proliferous in Western Europe, but also in regions of North America. Furthermore, flax is harvested once a year, but for Ramie, it can be anywhere from 3 to 6 times annually. Some of the differences are in the fact that flax is one of the most useful and versatile plants in the world. For example, it's often used for things like painter's canvas, as a fancy binding for books, for clothes and blankets, and even for the superfoods known as flax seed and flax oil. As for Ramie, it is typically used for rather singular purposes, like woven thread for clothing, blankets, and so forth. The greatest differences between the two, you ask? Well, flax linen is much more economical and a bit less labor-intensive, which makes it the common choice of linen because, if you can remember from our last video, Ramie weaving is one of the most arduous and painstaking tasks that a professional weaver can undertake. Just to give you an idea, although linen undergoes a long process too, it is still at a lesser degree than Ramie. Linen making typically starts with cleaning off the plant, followed by soaking and rotting away the external membranes for periods of time in designated ponds, and then drying out the moisture, combing all the strands of thread, and then finally, the weaving process can now take place. This is not quite as extensive as the laborious efforts that Ramie requires, since the weavers of Ramie have to be involved in every single part of the process with tooth and hand, literally. It is also good to mention that the Ramie isn't always a choice of textile for many people, simply due to its texture. When wearing this type of linen, most people can feel the slightly rough and prickly sensation that is caused by microscopic bristles found within every single strand. This isn't to say that it's of subpar quality, not at all. It is a simple indicative of the Ramie plant being a direct member of the stinging nettle plant. One upside about Ramie fabric is that it can be woven into a very sheer and thin material, whereas flax linen tends to be heftier and more weighty by nature. So with all of this in mind, it isn't surprising that flax linen tends to be more accessible in the industry with a bit more of an attainable price point. Nevertheless, both fabrics require incredible skills and both are beautiful natural materials that are completely biodegradable. And we simply think they deserve recognition and greater appreciation globally. So which one of these two textiles do you resonate with the most? Let us know in the comments down below. At Elwin, we appreciate your stopping by our channel, so please like and subscribe and feel free to share our videos.